if you are a coach, course creator, you need to grow your email list online. And growing my email list is the number one reason why we've hit seven figures in this business. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the best ways to grow your email list, as well as what to do and what not to do. For those of you that I haven't met yet, I've been helping coaches and course creators for years, over 21 years in fact, scale their businesses online. I've personally built multiple businesses in this industry to over $10 million a year, and I help beginners make between $5,000 to $25,000 a month very quickly online. And growing your email list is the number one activity that you need to do if you are a course creator or coach online. Here's why. Even though we say we use social media to grow our business, that's not really the most accurate representation, because our email list is really the number one thing that helps us grow. And when I started this business, I had built other businesses that I had helped other founders grow and scale. And we were growing the email list the whole time with those businesses. For some reason, I overlooked the fact of doing the email list in my own business. I thought that content creation was all that I needed to do, and put value out there and tell people about the value that I have to offer as far as that goes. How many of y'all have heard, put value out there, be a giver, and people will come back and they'll buy from you? That's not really the case. Okay, it is the case, but it's not really the case. What you have to do is you have the value right here. This is the value that you're going to offer people. And you might be watching this video saying, wait a sec, Jeremiah, you're giving me value on a video right here. I'm not on your email list. Let me explain. This isn't a sales video, and I'm not expecting you to buy anything from me from this video. This is more of an exposure method. I have a coaching program you can go find on my website where I work with people just like you to scale their businesses. But what you need to do is you need to have offers where you deliver the value behind an email form. And how many of y'all get sick and tired of seeing people that they're like, oh, put in your email address and you can get this information? If you're sick and tired of that, then you're not going to be able to grow your business, because you're judging the very activity that is actually the most important aspect of creating any kind of significant income, which is finances coming into your business, which is growing an email list. And so you can't judge negatively the activity that is the single most powerful activity for you growing your business. And number two is selling, learning how to sell, because once you get people on your email list and then you deliver value, we need to then close a sale. I meet way too many coaches and course creators out there. They're like, well, I'm just going to give value. And then if people like it, they're going to come back and they're going to want to do business with me. That's a romantic facade that does not exist in reality with anybody that's out there. And so for you to be able to actually scale your business, for you to actually grow things, you have to get people onto an email list and make offers to them that are very specific, that are intentional, that are not passive, to get people to take action with you. And this is one of the number one areas when I work with my clients. I walk them through a multi-step process that the ones who succeed do this. And without exception, the ones who struggle are still not quite sure yet what they're going to use to grow their email list. Why are they not quite sure yet? Well, that's what I'm going to be addressing here in this video. And that's one of the number one keys that you want to be able to watch out for when it comes to growing your email list is indecision. The action of indecision is one of the biggest things that stops us from being able to be successful, because we have not decided yet what we're going to put out there. And often it's because of either fear, worry, doubt, something internally where we feel like maybe it's not good enough yet. Maybe we're not ready yet to put this out there. And I meet a lot of exceptional coaches every single week that I work with. I work with hundreds of coaches in my coaching program, in fact. And they tell me, Jeremiah, I just am not sure if this is going to work. Now, why are they not sure it's going to work? Because they don't have the conviction or the belief that the idea that they have to put out there to grow their email list is what's going to get people to buy into it. And many times they come to me looking to give them conviction. And I'll be honest with you, I don't do codependency. It's one of those things that actually determines if somebody's a good client of mine or not. Is I will refuse to be codependent with them to where I'm the one deciding for them what they need to do. What I will do is I will give them a framework on how to make the decision for themselves so that it comes from them, so that they're not making me now the responsible party in their own business growth. Okay? And that's one of the number one things. If you are a coach or a mentor, do not get into codependency with your clients. It's a topic for another time as far as that goes, but it will absolutely ruin your credibility, your ability to actually grow a business. You'll be frustrated and disappointed if you're constantly in the weeds with codependency with people. Now let's go back to the email list. You got to make a decision as to what you are going to make an offer around. Knowing what you're going to offer people starts with who do you help, what problem do you solve, and what is the value that you're going to be delivering to people. And you got to pick something. One of the problems that I meet with a lot of people is that they have as many ideas as there are stars in the sky. Okay? There's a lot of stars in the sky, right? And they have as many ideas as there are stars in the sky, and they can't pick which one they want to do. They're afraid of one of them not working out, or one of them not coming together for them the way that they want it to or expect it to. And so what I have to tell people is you have to learn to make a decision even if you don't have total certainty, and be okay with it maybe not being the best decision. We go through our lives believing that we're going to make the best decision all the times, and that that's always going to be, and that we should never make a decision unless it's the best decision. Can I tell you this? That's subjective. That's biased. The best decision can change tomorrow based on new parameters as far as that goes. And as you grow your business, as you decide on your niche, what we have to do is we have to learn how to become decisive, even if there might be a potentially better idea the next day. And so even when I make videos like this, there's 1,001 ideas that I can make for a video. But if I sat there and ruminated on, well, I don't know which one's the right idea to make, I would literally never make any video content. I would never put anything out there. I would never make any offers. And my business would be at zero because of that. And that's where I see a lot of coaches that are watching my content, is that their business is at zero because of the indecision bug. Because they're afraid of it being the wrong idea. Because they're afraid of it not working out for them how they want it to work out. And so number one, make a decision and deal with that thing inside of you, that fear of missing out. Start to regulate your own emotions in a way to where you're not as anxious about it needing to be perfect before you move forward. Okay? Find peace inside of you, not because you made the best decision. That's a piece of advice that I think will help a lot of people. Is if you actually find your inner peace, not because you know that this is the best decision, but because you're like, it's a decision that's as close as possible, and it's the best one that keeps coming up, and you actually tap into your intuition and start listening to your inner voice, you can start to move forward in the right direction to make the right decision. So now, once we've decided on what we're going to offer, right? I have a couple of different offers that I put out there to grow my email list. We're going to look at what is the avenue that we want to grow our email list with. So there's a couple of different avenues. You can do a free ebook. You could do a live event. You could do a mini class. And these are really the three main ways that most people grow their email list. Is they either have a mini class that people can sign up for. They have a live event that they're going to be hosting, like a webinar or a challenge. Or they have an ebook offer or a checklist or some kind of a handout that they're going to be giving people. Okay? And so pick one of those three. I will tell you the one that actually sells the most is still generally going to be the mini class / live event. And live events actually have a little bit of an edge on this still, because you get people into a captive environment where they're watching you specifically, and you can automate your live events as well to make it to where you don't have to necessarily show up live and in person to use your time by creating an evergreen type of a funnel or an offer as far as that goes. And this is really the best way to do that. And so if we look at it, the very best ways to grow your email list is by delivering some kind of video content excuse me, that people can sign up for with their email address. You might be watching this right now saying, well, why can't I just put it on YouTube? Sure, you can. But the chances of it actually turning into sales for you is very low. Because when it comes to YouTube content, or when it comes to just content that you're just putting out there into the ether, there's no direction. There's no specificity. There's no real moment where people are directed in that way. The algorithm might show your content to people, but until people are on your email list, they've not made a commitment with you, and it's very passive, and they're not really in your ecosystem. And so there's the activity of getting people to put in their email address that actually psychologically triggers something in people's minds to pay attention to the rest of the things that you put out there, okay? And so understand that even if it seems silly to get them on your email list because maybe you're not getting all your sales off your email list, the activity of them taking action by giving you their information, that physical activity of clicking on a page, typing in their name and email address triggers something in their minds that I don't see changing anytime soon, that they are more committed to what you have to offer. And if they exchange finances at the end of that, one of the ways that we see that people will do this is they'll grow their email list, and then they might have an upsell offer as low as $1 even. We've done that before, where people will just, let's pay $1 for a bonus upgrade on top of this. Maybe you put an ebook out there and then you have a bonus upgrade for $1. That's another great funnel that I've seen a lot of people do. Don't just put the ebook out there. Have an upgrade at the end of it that might have 3 lessons of a video course. Now we're cooking with gasoline. And this is the right way to do things when it comes to growing your email list, is you're delivering value to people. And maybe your brain is thinking right now, I don't know what I could put into an ebook. I don't know what I could say for 3 lessons in a free course. I don't know what would be good enough for people to actually watch or listen to. And that's where the brain starts deceiving us, because I can tell you in your experiences in your life leading up to this moment in time that you have enough information and experience based on your niche, based on who you help, that you could create something that is exceptionally of value for people. And one of the best ways to know what to deliver to people is what I call feedback looping. What you want to do is you want to take the feedback from other people of the questions they are asking you and loop it right back into what you're delivering to people. Now you might say, well, Jeremiah, I don't have any feedback from people. That's not a problem. We live in an incredible day and age in 2024 where you can simulate the feedback from people using artificial intelligence. So we can use ChatGPT to dialogue and come up with a few great ideas that can help lead us to make a decision to what a great lead magnet or email list offer would be. And that's one of the phrases when it comes to growing your email list that we use is called a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something that you put out there that people sign up for with their name and email address that gets their email address. And you also, now we put their phone number in there as well, so we can even send some text messages back to people. And then from there, we have captured their information. By capturing their information, now we have a number of different things that we can do. We've qualified them. The algorithms on social media put them into a special bucket that we can now retarget to them. And this allows us to even train our algorithm when we're marketing or promoting to show more of our content to people that are more likely to fit into a certain bucket of people that are more likely to be more people that are going to grow our email list. So the idea is this becomes an echo chamber in a positive way. You know, we hear about echo chambers being a negative thing, when in fact, when it comes to marketing, you want to create an echo chamber effect. And the reason why is because now your efforts go 10 times further by them being targeted towards a very specific group of people that are all dealing with the same problems, that are all struggling with the same issues, and there's a resonant frequency, literally, that ends up happening. Similar to like when you strum a guitar, there's a resonance inside of that chamber of the guitar that creates that audible sound. That's the same thing that happens when we end up creating a lead magnet that connects with people in an effective way. It creates this feedback loop. Whoa, 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 whoa. And there's an audible sound, but it's actually a more of a mental frequency resonance. You don't need to understand the neuroscience or the scientific factor behind that for it to work for you. So what you want to look for is what is the pattern of the most common struggle, pain, and frustration that people have. Now, we don't lead with the pain and frustration, but then what is the desire that people have to move away from that pain and frustration. So there's a desire that draws people in that they really, really want, that they really, really desire. And so then when you can encapsulate that and bottle it up like bottled lightning, there's a book right here on my shelf that I've been reading called The Power of Moments by Chip and Dan Heath right here. It's a really great book. But this photograph on it is really what I see as an image of an effective lead magnet. Is we bottle up the moment where people have an epiphany, the moment where people start to make a decision, the moment where trust is built with people. And trust really is what you're trying to build up. Trust is the currency of your business. Your ability to be able to make the kind of finances that you want to make in your business is directly correlated to your ability to build trust with people effectively. And so the way that you build trust is you create that echo chamber. People trust other people that sound like them, that speak like them, that talk about the things that they care about, that show that they understand their frustrations. And so one of the mistakes that I see that a lot of coaches and mentors make, and it makes me very sad because they could be making millions of dollars, but instead their ego starts deceiving them, is they care about, well, I want to deliver this content to people, or this is what I want to put out to people, or this is what I really want to help people with, or this is really what I want to tell people, or one of the worst ones, well, this doesn't sound like me. I wouldn't say it that way. And I'm not talking about you being inauthentic, but I'm talking about you figuring out what is the language pattern of the people that you're trying to reach, and then merge that with what you have to offer to people individually and uniquely. And then you bring that to the table as something that people can sign up for on a lead magnet with their email address. You're going to deliver value in the form of a video training of some kind, whether it be delivered live or pre-recorded. And then you're going to get people to sign up for that. So once you have your lead magnet, now we go into what I call the promotion stage. Okay? So the promotion stage is we have our lead magnet right here. This is our lead magnet, and we start promoting it on social media. We might even be on podcasts. We might be on other people's email lists. It's like affiliate marketing. You might even post it on your website, blogging. You might do it on YouTube, which, by the way, YouTube really is a social network. It's just a different form of a social network. Okay? So all of these are ways that we can promote our lead magnet to people by explicitly telling people about what we have to offer. You know, listen, if you're a coach or mentor and you're watching my content, I work with people every single week in my Client Growth Accelerator to help them be able to create their lead magnets and to be able to use social media to grow their businesses. And I'd love to work with you as well. You can find the link below to be able to do that. Right there, what I just said, and by the way, seemed like a little bit of a commercial, right? Well, it was intentional because I was saying and directly talking about a solution that I offer people that helps people to build their business as far as that goes. And as we start to develop different lead magnets and things like that, I start to mention what those are. Currently, I have a free ChatGPT document on my website that you can use. You can go grab it over at jeremiahkrakowski.com. That has all of my best ChatGPT prompts on it. So that's a PDF. It's a one-pager right there. Now, if anybody grabs that, I can actually deliver to them additional information based around those that sign up for that to give them access to other trainings or other lead magnets or things like that I have to offer. Okay? And so from here, what we do is based on our email list, based on that connection that we're making with people, based on driving that connection, we're able to get people to step into what we call a buying decision-making process, to where we're able to make a presentation to them of what we have to offer, okay? And so without you making an explicit presentation to people, how do you expect people to buy from you? Well, there's so much value, and they're just either going to tell their friends or they're going to go look for it, and then they're going to go sign up. Sounds romantic. Doesn't work in reality. So you got to be intentional to create moments of opportunity where you get to present your product, what you have to sell to people in a very intentional way. And generally, we don't do that through our social media. We don't explicitly sell to people even through something like YouTube videos like this. Now, I might mention to you what I have to offer. I might mention to you my coaching program, but I'm not selling it to you. I'm just mentioning it as far as that goes so that you know that I have that I offer to people. Okay? Because the place that I do sell to people happens once people are on my email list, as far as that goes. And then you might say, well, I don't want to just send, I don't want to send salesy messages to people on my email. Like, there's so many, okay, listen, can I level with you? There are so many excuses that people come up with why they're not going to do what I just talked about in this video. And that's why they're not making money. Because they've come up with reasons why to talk themselves out of the very activity that's going to make them the most amount of money. Because of what people think about them, because of how they don't want to look, because of how they don't want to be perceived, and all these different things. When in fact, just growing your email list is the most effective activity, bar none, compared to anything else you do, that's going to be able to create the kind of income that you want to create. And so what we want to do is we want to look at what is that solution that we can offer to people. Let's pick some form of a medium. Let's build out a landing page, an offer, something that can deliver to people the value. Maybe it's going to be on a Zoom call. Maybe it's going to be a YouTube video that's private that we're going to send to them. You can keep it simple or as advanced as you want. I see people way overcomplicate this process. You can literally upload a private YouTube video that nobody else has access to and send that to somebody in an email link. And now you have a lead magnet that delivers value to people. Doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Doesn't have to have all these features and things like that. Doesn't have to have all this stuff. But if there's at least some way where you can make a connection with somebody, and then you can make a presentation to them of what it is that you have for sale, what it is that you offer to people, and how you help them, that will allow you to go from where you are to be able to scale your business and to be able to get more people onto it. So when we can learn, now we have the lead magnet, now we can start to put together pieces of content to put onto these different platforms from here. One of the biggest mistakes people make is that they're trying to make all this content organically to grow their business. When in fact, that's not what grows their business, is creating all this content. Creating all this content leads people to the lead magnet that then grows their email list. And anybody who is successful in the coaching or online course creation space does that, because that is the most effective process to be able to scale and increase the results that you want in your business. And that's what I work with people with every single week in my coaching program, is developing out their lead magnets, coming up with their advertising campaigns, their social media content, how do they deliver their presentations, how do we optimize their product, how do we make sure that they have something that's incredibly of value to deliver, and get people results. We have clients that are making tens of thousands of dollars every single month. We have clients that are making millions of dollars every single month as well, and everywhere in between. And so again, if you would like to work with me, if you'd like to come into my space and have me personally help you build your business, I'd love to do so. You can get on the waiting list for my accelerator program. You can check out some of the live events that we have to offer when we have those that are coming up. And you can go through additional trainings that we have. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to stay up to speed as to what are the best ways to scale and build your business. You don't want to get stuck in the content creation hamster wheel, which is where you don't actually have an offer or a lead magnet to send people to. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they're making all this content to get followers and to build an audience. And it's like, for what? You create the content after you have the lead magnet. And then you're able to send people to what you have to offer to sell. And one of the other things that you want to do is you don't have to create your offer that you have to sell up front. You can actually pre-sell something to people. You can get people in front of you, have a waiting list or a starting time. And this is one of the most effective ways to be able to build and scale a business. Is you don't have to have the whole thing done or built before you put it out there to people. You can have people join you and jump in, and then when you open the doors to it, you'll have a flood of people that have been itching and waiting to join you. That's another great, effective way to build urgency and to build authority in your business that people buy from you. A lot of people, they're so desperate to get sales. Desperation leads to zero sales. But when you can learn how to effectively move people along a path that creates the right buying triggers in their minds, and you can do so with excellence in a way that's not difficult, that's simple, that is sustainable for your lifestyle, you can have a sustainable business while only having to work 5 to 10 hours a week. That makes you multiple 6 and even 7 figures. And I'd love to help you do so. Stay plugged in. Love to see you in my accelerator program. And we'll talk soon. Have a good one.